All right, welcome back, icons. My name is Iconically Miguel, and I'm your host, your better host, your more improved host, the only host you'll ever need. Will never need anybody that might have been here before. That's a phony. Just me.
Yeah, go ahead and clock out for me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Did somebody invite you, or
No, no one needed to because I'm going to keep it staying iconic.
please?
How crazy was that?
Not
I
crazy
don't
at
even
all.
think you sold me on that.
You don't want your money. I have.
not,
I have all of
not
theirs.
even a little
I
of
have
it.
all theirs.
You
So
had me
it's
done where you were like, the better.
better, more improved.
I
All of
can't.
those.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna give it to you. Actually, let's let that be the intro,
Let's clap it
and let's
up.
see how many views we get. Hello, icons. Welcome back to Stayin Iconic, the podcast. I am your host, iconically Miguel, and today we have no one. Let's just leave it at that.
The best. That's
The best. This is my love, my partner, and potentially, maybe, if he lives up to what he just said, the best. The co-host of Stayin Iconic, the podcast. Give it up for my baby Paul. I love him, and you know what's so crazy is that, baby, if it wasn't for you, I low-key wouldn't have came up with this. So I gotta give you your props.
But no, that was you. You created a lot. And you do create a lot. Present tense, past tense, future tense. You create a lot. You have a very great creative mind. Um, I wouldn't blow me up too much on that, but even though I'm still the best, but
Please. I think what's amazing about our relationship is that we're able to kind of like we hype each other up, don't get me wrong. But we also like I don't even know what to call it. What do you call it? Like roast?
bust each other's chops.
Okay. Okay. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Let's get him out of here. I can't even believe you said that. What podcast have you been on? What the fuck?
Oh my
God.
gosh.
But no, I'll say this. I'll say this in true like actuality. My baby, he was actually there. It was crazy because we have an office, and so we were sitting in the office, and I just remember I like in my underwear and everything. Like it was the most craziest thing. I'm looking in the mirror. I'm like, baby, we got to do something. Baby, we have to do something. Like I don't know what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing something, and we need to do something. And I'm just talking out my ass, like really talking out my ass.
Mm-hmm.
And you asked me the question. You're like, what would it be about? Okay, going back to what we were saying. Yeah, it took me like a day. In all honesty, it took me a day. I didn't really know how to process my idea, but I did know I had an assignment. Finding yourself in this space too. You're not doing this because like, oh, whatever, like I'm really trying to redefine the word iconic,
Of course.
and I think anyone that could be a person and an individual can be iconic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of makes me wonder like, why did I say good morning icons or hello icons and things of that? And it's genuinely because anyone can be iconic. I think what I'm trying to give out is when you have this mold around you, and sometimes people don't even know. I didn't even know. You have a mold around you, and it takes you to get yourself out of that. You just got to find how you're going to do it. And it has to be sometimes what leads to you being your authentic selves. And even though that might look iconic, it's really authenticity. And authenticity is rare because only you can do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we really like figure that out. That I know, but that's just the truth. It's like when you're able to do only you, no one can do that. And that's iconic. And that's kind of what I've been trying to like put out. And that's why I say stay true, stay you, stay iconic. A lot of the people that I interviewed, they were doing that. They were going against what people would put them in a mold, and they became themselves. And what I mean by that is, I hate gays.
Wild statement.
It's crazy. It's insane, but it's the truth.
Canceled.
I hate gays because gay people are able to truly be themselves. I feel like I'm down low, which is insane to say, but I'll never be able to, unless I try, and I am, be proudly and loudly gay.
You can do it.
I'm trying, like wearing heels. This shouldn't define me.
I feel like you are with your actions. I think it's just the mental side. It's like you can't see yourself doing it or something. I don't know. Because I feel like you rock your stuff. I mean, you wear what you want to wear most of the time. There might be a few times where you're like, I don't know how I'm feeling about this or whatever. And obviously, I'm not in your head. I can only speak as somebody on the outside. But I don't know. I feel like you do it, the way you want to do it for the most part.
But you see, that's the thing. It's a very quiet look that I'm projecting.
Mm.
I should be able to do anything that I want to do and not feel like a label has to be placed on me.
What labels do you feel are being placed on you?
You know, something that I noticed that whenever I was like kind of becoming super feminine, was that people would think that I would be trying to be trans. Like, oh, am I
Yeah.
taking pills? Or, oh, am I gonna get started on the journey? Like one time, oh my God, I kid you not. And this was so disgusting of me, and I apologize to whoever that person was. I was in the cafeteria here on campus, and this person came up to me and was like, "Hey, doll, baby, who the fuck?" And I don't mean that in that way, but I didn't understand what that meant until I understood, and it actually hurt me a little because being myself was overseen as a woman. Damn, it's just a lot of like trauma, dude. Like overly expressing myself in the way that I want to express myself. It was always taken as like me being extra, like first of all, let's get into the hairstyle. Like this hairstyle, when I first got it, which I'm gonna show you the video right here, or right here, maybe right here, depending. Like I'm still learning this editing process, but it's okay. I'm getting there. But yeah, I got my hair done. And when I first got my hair done, I could tell my actually I gave myself a message. That's so crazy. Play the clip in the future because I will be doing this again. It's gonna be like a snippet part. But this is a message to myself in the future that you need to be consistent and believe in yourself, God damn it. Stop thinking that you're not that person that you already are. Period. So hearing myself say that, this is me,
Mm-hmm.
and I considered it being extra because of the people that I grew up around that were supposed to support me. They kind of like criticized me. They kind of like put me down. I feel like I was confined to being quiet.
Okay.
Like whatever that looked like to me, it wasn't the loudest form of who I was. And it always led to me being secretive with me. And this is what's so crazy. Like the people that know me, they would say, I don't think that you're like quiet because I'm a very extroverted person. Like, I mean, anyone that knows me, they know I have like this personality and I'm just like in your face, I'm smiling, like, but it's
Mm-hmm.
because those environments were created for me. And it's like I always try to fixate that wherever I'm at. And I can never keep it the same.
Yeah, that becomes a practice, like what you said about becoming quiet or being made to be quiet. That becomes a habit, and that becomes your character, and you start to not be a person after a certain while. Like you're dead ass like limiting yourself.
Yeah.
You're not living. You're just kind of existing. So yeah.
You gotta hit the nail with that. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. When did you start living in a more authentic light? Like, what was the stage? What was the era? Or what flipped the switch? Even like, what was?
Yeah, I don't know. The most authentic I've ever been has been when I started breaking like barriers within myself.
You can do it.
I'm trying, like wearing heels. This shouldn't define me.
I feel like you are with your actions. I think it's just the mental side. It's like you can't see yourself doing it or something. I don't know. Because I feel like you rock your stuff. You wear what you want to wear most of the time. There might be a few times where you're like, I don't know how I'm feeling about this or whatever. And obviously, I'm not in your head. I can only speak as somebody on the outside, but I don't know. I feel like you do it, the way you want to do it for the most part.
Being myself was overseen as a woman. But then I started going down this pathway in my head like, wow, could I be trans? Is this me speaking to myself saying that you want to transition to a girl? You already get your nails done. You get your nails done. You get your hair done. You like your lashes done. You must want to be a girl. That hurt me because I wasn't listening to myself. I was listening to what other people wanted to put on me. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like societally we're uncomfortable with like outliers in specific groups. Like, I don't know, you have to fit a certain. I mean, I guess it was what we were talking about earlier, was fitting a certain mold, but you can't be a man and do these kind of things. And so the next idea is to jump to this thing, become a girl, and that's extra triggering to hear that kind of thing, like doll, which I'm sure they didn't mean it in a way, but because it touches an issue as sensitive as identity, something that we hold very close to us, impacts the way that we move and talk and everything, what we wear. Um, yeah,
I've always kind of had an issue with identity. Like, identity has been such a surreal thing for me. That's the right word.
it's real.
Yeah. Because, in all honesty, I can't answer who am I because I don't know.
Mhm.
But if you don't know who you are, how are you going to survive in this world?
I also don't know how to answer that question sometimes because like it's always changing. It's always, or at least you kind of hope so, depending on who you are. Especially family, that's a big one. Yeah.
Family is a massive one.
Once you,
Like,
yeah,
what were you going to say?
I was gonna say once you change up, all they know is the little
And they
you.
can't look past that.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? Like, dead ass. Like, dead ass. Like, dead ass.
Yeah, they know you as little Paul, little Miguel, everything. So it's hard to do a 180 and have to deal with this, or for them to deal with this new person that wasn't there before, especially if it happened silently, that they didn't watch the journey up close. um yeah, that's very hard to adjust to. Stuff like being gay and all that, I wouldn't consider that things to talk down on somebody for, separate them, isolate, exile them, whatever, from the family,
Mm.
all that kind of stuff. But that happens, and unfortunately people have to deal with it or go through it silently, knowing that their family wouldn't support them, unfortunately. So it takes either somebody loving themselves, or maybe not even loving themselves, but loving themselves silently, or straight up telling their family. Yeah, straight up telling their family, and also approaching it directly, and may have to lose out on some people because you didn't fit the mold that they
They wanted you
envisioned.
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't fit that character.
You're
So
right. That is so true. Like, I can't even not agree with you. Yeah, I'm gonna need a second because this is a lot. Good night, icons. Literally, it is currently, what time is it? 12:34, and I'm heading to the club. Tonight's theme at Blur is drag, which is the biggest form of like loving yourself loudly, proudly, and those types of people that are able to do that, I give them props. So I'm gonna go out there and enjoy myself. But the main memo is to truly see what I could become in a way of confidence, in the way of me loving myself. And yeah, so come with me and we shall see what Blur gives. Hi, icons. So I'm currently with.
Anna Marie Jewel.
I know that's right. And so, Anna Marie Jewel, literally, I knew to come up to you. What is the secret to your confidence, baby?
Mainly, I think being physically different from everyone else, it kind of forces you to be witnessed.
But how are you physically different? I don't know what you're talking about.
Of one hand.
Oh, baby, I didn't even know that.
You didn't even know.
No,
Exactly.
Like, I was so like in awe about your like confidence, who you were.
Exactly. So when you're physically different from everybody else, ever since I was a young child, people would stare at me, but I turned that into something that would make you, curl into a ball and be scared, into something that made you feel powerful. Any room you walk into, people are gonna look at you.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
That should not take away from you at all. And it
Thank
doesn't.
you.
It doesn't.
Thank you. Because people don't know how to read you when you're beautiful but different. So I think being different really does give you the confidence of like, you're always going to be perceived. As an average person, I hate to say that derogatorily, but like as an average person,
you're right.
You're not going to be perceived. But when you're different, you will be perceived. And so accepting that that is always the case, you're always going to be perceived, you're always going to be looked at, you're always going to have assumptions made about you, it sets you free. Because you're like, I don't have to create a narrative about myself. It's always going to be forged. I'm always going to be like fighting against someone's assumption of me. But that really does set you free because in the end, that is everyone's reality. Even if you're normal looking, even if you have two hands and two legs, and someone's always assuming something about you. So if you relinquish control of other people's assumptions, you're free. You can do whatever you want. And that is my secret to happiness.
Keep staying iconic.